Picture this. You're standing at a crossroads, one path leading to a cozy home with a white picket fence, the other to a sleek apartment in the heart of the city. Which do you choose? It's a decision that could shape your financial future for decades. Welcome to the Economy Unpacked Daily YouTube channel. From Wall Street to your street, we share the world of money in a clear way. Today, we are rediving into one of the most significant financial decisions you'll ever make: renting versus buying a home. This choice impacts not just your monthly budget, but your long-term wealth, stability, and lifestyle. Historically, homeownership was celebrated as part of the American dream and became a cultural benchmark of success across the US, Canada, the UK, and Australia. Owning a home symbolized stability, prosperity, and belonging. But in today's economy, with skyrocketing prices and shifting lifestyles, the decision is far more complex. Let's start by making the case for buying a home. One of the biggest advantages is building equity over time. Every mortgage payment gradually increases your ownership stake, unlike rent, which never builds long-term value. This equity can later be borrowed against or turned into wealth when the property is sold. Homeownership also offers stability and long-term wealth accumulation. It protects against rising rents and provides a sense of security, especially for families. Over decades, property values often appreciate, making real estate one of the most reliable wealth-building tools. There are also tax benefits to consider, though these vary by country. In the US, for example, mortgage interest and property taxes are often deductible. Some governments offer incentives for first-time buyers, which can reduce the net cost of ownership. Beyond the financial aspects, owning a home gives people a sense of pride and control. You have the freedom to renovate, personalize, and build roots in a community without landlord restrictions. But what about the case for renting? One of the biggest advantages is lower upfront costs. Renting avoids large down payments, closing costs, and other upfront expenses tied to buying a home. This makes it more accessible, especially for younger people. Renting also offers flexibility for job mobility and lifestyle changes. You can relocate easily, whether for career opportunities, personal reasons, or lifestyle preferences. Without worrying about selling a property, another benefit of renting is avoiding maintenance and repair expenses. Renters don't bear the burden of costly repairs, property taxes, or insurance. This reduces financial unpredictability. Renting also provides protection from housing market downturns. Renters are insulated from risks like falling property values or foreclosure, which can devastate homeowners. Now, let's look at some key economic factors influencing this decision. We're currently facing a housing affordability crisis in many major cities. In places like New York, London, Sydney, and Toronto, home prices have far outpaced wages, making ownership increasingly unrealistic for many. Interest rate hikes have also pushed monthly mortgage payments higher, reducing affordability and forcing many to reconsider buying. At the same time, we're seeing rising rental demand. Younger generations, especially millennials and Gen Z, increasingly choose renting for its flexibility. In many markets, renting has become a lifestyle choice rather than a fallback option. There's also the opportunity cost to consider. Tying up large sums in a home limits investment in other areas. Some argue that renting and investing the difference in stocks or businesses may generate higher returns over time. When it comes to the rent versus buy calculations, it's important to look at both monthly costs and long-term wealth comparisons. While mortgages can sometimes be comparable to rent, ownership often comes with additional costs like insurance and taxes that make monthly expenses higher. There are also hidden costs of ownership, such as property taxes, homeowners insurance, repairs, and maintenance, which can add thousands annually and are often underestimated by first-time buyers. In terms of long-term wealth, buying builds equity, but investing instead of buying may yield greater wealth if markets perform well. For example, renting a cheaper apartment and investing leftover money could potentially outperform property appreciation. The rent versus buy decision also varies significantly by country. In the United States, homeownership rates have declined due to affordability pressures. In cities like San Francisco or New York, even middle-income earners struggle to buy. Canada has seen rapid price growth in cities like Vancouver and Toronto, sparking fears of a housing bubble. Many Canadians now rent by necessity, not choice. Australia faces similar challenges, with Sydney and Melbourne among the least affordable housing markets globally. Renting is common among young professionals who are priced out of ownership. In the United Kingdom, London has a long tradition of renting, but ownership is increasingly unattainable for younger adults due to stagnant wages and soaring prices. Lifestyle and social factors also play a role in this decision. Generational preferences are shifting, with millennials and Gen Z less focused on ownership. They often value experiences, mobility, and flexibility, choosing to rent even if they could afford to buy. There's also the urban versus suburban choice to consider. Renters often live closer to city centers for convenience, while buyers may seek affordability in suburban or rural areas. Cultural attitudes towards renting are changing too. It's no longer seen as a financial failure. In many global cities, renting has become normalized, even aspirational due to access to vibrant neighborhoods and amenities. Looking to the future, we have to ask, will renting dominate? If prices continue to outpace wages, renting may become the default housing choice for younger generations worldwide. Government policies will play a crucial role. Some governments are introducing subsidies, tax breaks, or stricter regulations to improve housing affordability. The success of these efforts will shape future trends. We're also seeing the emergence of hybrid models. Innovative options like rent-to-own co-living spaces and shared ownership schemes may blur the line between renting and owning. In conclusion, there's no universal answer to the rent versus buy dilemma. It depends on your financial goals, personal circumstances, and market conditions. For those seeking stability and long-term wealth, buying may be ideal. For others prioritizing flexibility and minimizing risk, renting may be smarter. Ultimately, understanding the economics of renting versus buying empowers you to make the decision that aligns best with your financial future. Whether you choose the path of homeownership or the flexibility of renting, remember that your housing decision is just one part of your overall financial picture. Stay informed, consider your options carefully, and choose the path that best suits your unique situation and goals.